We want change. We ask for change in our communities. And we want the people in our communities to know if we want change, we have to make it ourselves. A lot of people who grew up in the inner city, one, are afraid to vote because of previous convictions or something that's happened in their life, and they've been lied to for so many years of why they can't vote, or they don't believe that they vote count, so they don't even go.
Walk the walk. We can't just do the talk. And so all the players, I think it's 20% of the players voted in the last election or something like that. And to a man, they wanted. We're gonna get them registered here in the bubble. We're gonna try to get every team registered, every player registered to vote. It's so difficult for players because most of the time it's in the middle of the season, and players are from so many different states that it's a lot of absentee voting. And we're going to get them all done. We want to get it up in the 80s, 90s, 100 if possible percentile as far as players and coaches voting.
It's really time for people to step up and make the changes that need to be changed. All the talk and all the messages are cool, but what are we really doing? Like, those messages we know. Yeah. We've been knowing these messages. We've been knowing racism need to be ended, but won't end. Yeah. It's not gonna happen. To get rid of the wrongdoings is what we need. Allowing people with authority to do the wrong things is what we need to change.
We have to jump in, we have to dive in, we have to know what's going on in our communities and our nation to be able to help change what society is going through. And I think it's a beautiful thing that more people are being aware and more people are signing up. But at the same time, you just it's never enough. It's never enough, and everyone's vote matters.
If you want change, or if you want whatever it is that you want, you should vote, right? And so for me, that's been so important from the time I was 18 years old. I've always voted. And whether the election turns out the way you want it to or the way you don't want it to, regardless, you feel like you did your part. And if you don't like something about it, at least you have a legitimate gripe that it didn't work out the way you wanted it to. But if you don't vote, I don't understand how you can complain.
Because we know how important November is, but more importantly, even past November, because it doesn't stop, and we don't want it to stop. We want to continue to keep our foot on the gas, because knowledge is power. And when you don't have knowledge, the kids that come after us, they don't have it. And it trickles down from generation to generation to generation.
And I know throughout time, whatever time period you have, it's always been a fight for education, for the right to get a good education, because knowledge is power. And it's always been a fight to vote. There's so many people that have lost their lives. I was just reading an article on Medgar Evers, and what he went through, and this is in the 50s and the 60s, to register people to vote. And then now people choose not to. It just blows my mind. And it's not even in the presidential elections. It's, we're out in the streets fighting for, social injustices and police brutality and things like that. But you didn't vote for the person that's making these calls at the local level. And so I think it's so important to bring awareness to that and to give knowledge to kids. It's at the grassroots level. And, it'll slowly, I hope, make a difference, in our world.
So I want to create mental wealth for generations to come, not only here with me, but after me, and so on and so on, so where we can truly feel and believe that we're kings and queens, and not just talk about it, but people really recognize that, because we are just that.
Hey sports fans, if you want to see more videos like this, check out some of our other ones right here. And if you like what you see, make sure to hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more from USA Today Sports.